Hi everybody, it's Jenna from Jenna's Stitches. Today is March 6th of 2024 and I am coming on to show you everything I've been working on or have finished since my last video. I am trying to kind of get back on a schedule and post regularly. It's just not working out right now, so when I can, I will come on and show you what I've been doing. If you're new here, welcome. I know I have a couple new subscribers since my last video, so hi, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I have quite a few new starts, quite a few finishes, and well, I already said some new starts. I was gonna say whips, but I guess new starts that aren't finished are whips. So I've been kind of crocheting like crazy lately. And I am going to show the progress on my cousin's Bills blanket, Buffalo Bills blanket, if you're new here. I've showed it before. I was going to show it for things we're making Thursday, but both, like the last 2 Thursdays, I had things come up where I couldn't record. So I'm just going to show it now. So I don't even know where to start because I have done so much. Let's see. I guess I'll show some finishes. So I have 2 finishes here. Yeah, 2 big. I have like 5 finishes, but these are the big ones. I also have 3 different projects with hooks in them on my desk because I've been interchanging them throughout the day working on them. But the first finish I have here is a paw print blanket. Got like cat hair on my shirt or something. I made this out of Premier Puzzle. I don't remember the colorway. I want to say, I don't think it's Hangman. Is it like back? No. I don't know. It looks like this. But there's little paw prints all over the blankie. So I didn't follow the pattern to a T. I know it does call for like a border around the whole thing. I'm going to give this to my dogs. Actually, I'm going to give it to them as soon as this video is over because they have tried to take it a few times. But I didn't want it to get covered in fur because Odin sheds like crazy. And you can actually see some of his fur on it right now. So I held off until I made the video of giving it to them. But I didn't want to, take the time to put a border on it because I don't know if they're going to keep it nice. I think I mentioned in the last video I made, I don't know if I had started this at that point or not, but that Odin chews everything up. Or no, I might have been talking to someone else. Who knows? But anyways, I've gotten him like multiple beds. They last like a day or 2. I've given him some of my other crocheted blankets that I already had done. He ripped those up. So I didn't want to take the time to put the border on if it's not going to last long. But I did use 2 full skeins of the Premier Puzzle. I think I just had a very tiny bit left too, so it kind of worked out perfectly. I would have needed a 3rd ball to put the border on, and I didn't have one. I only bought 2, so another big reason why I didn't do it, but there's that. And then I showed this yarn in my last video. I had just purchased it, but I did make a project out of the new colorways of the Loops and Threads impression from Michaels. I did show again both of the colorways I bought in the last video. I'm working on something with this one right now. You can actually see it. I'll show it in a minute. But I also bought the Saltwater Taffy colorway and I made a cocoon cardigan, I guess they're called. This one specifically is the Dream Catcher Cardi. If I remember, I'll link it down below. I'll also link the pattern for that paw print blanket. It was I want to say it was a free pattern from Hobby, whatever you want to call it, .com, but I might have also paid for it. I don't remember, but I'll try to remember to link everything down below. But here it is. Oh, that is the inside. I love everything about it except for how the color changed right here, going from the yellow into this like purple, pink, blue part and the kind of green right here. Doesn't look too good, but I like how the rest turned out, and it is just your standard cocoon cardigan. So big rectangle that you sew together. with some sleeves for the ribbing. And then it has a ribbing collar too. I'm trying to back up so I can put it on. Maybe. We'll get there someday. There we go. Guess I could have put it on before the video, but it's kind of, again, standard cocoon cardigan. I personally don't really like it. Like, once it's on and I'm kind of just sitting here, I don't mind it, but I don't like the shape of it at all. And like, I made the size I needed, but it just, I don't know, it just kind of feels like it hangs there. I do think it's pretty. I like how kind of hectic and chaotic this yarn is, especially for a wearable. So I think for just like sitting down, like if I get cold at my desk, I'll wear it. But it's not anything I'm going to wear too often just because I don't like the way it feels. I don't really like the way it fits. I've never made a cocoon cardigan before, and I know a lot of people have that kind of opinion on them. Like, they're just kind of weird. Some people love them because they're super easy to make. Some people don't. I apparently don't. But I'm not going to like get rid of it or anything. It's fine for just kind of sitting here and doing nothing. But there it is. I do love the back part of it. I think I'm going to probably buy more of that yarn and make something else with it because I do love that colorway. It's so pretty. And I want something that I will like frequently wear. So I think I'll probably buy a couple more and maybe make a different type of cardigan or something with it. Then what I'm working on with the other colorway, the one I showed here, the blue raspberry. I know it's on here. Yes. Geez, that was hard to find. Blue raspberry. I am making a cardigan out of it. So I'm not following a pattern or anything. I think it was last video, maybe the video before, maybe both, that I showed a cardigan I had made out of the Premier Puzzle Sparkle yarn. I'm kind of following the same concept with that, but it's super simple, so I'm not following a pattern at all. Here's my back panel. The other one that I was just referring to that I made cropped, and I love it. I wear it all the time, but I wanted this one just a tad bit longer, so it's still gonna be cropped. It's just not gonna be like super cropped. And instead of doing half double crochets like that one, I did double crochets, which I think with the bulkiness of the yarn and the hook I'm using a 7mm. I don't know if you can see that. It's still pretty tight. You can't really see through it too much. Plus it's a cardigan, so I don't really mind. So there's the back panel. And then it's one of the ones that I've been kind of interchanging throughout the day is I've been working on one of the front panels. So I'm probably almost done with that one. Should probably check and see. But it looks like it's getting towards that length, maybe a couple more rows. And then I'll start the other front panel. So I'm working on that. Couple other finishes I have. 3 more finishes because I said 5. I did make the water bottle holder that Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches showed on Premiere Week on Monday. So I said that very strange. It is Premiere Week for Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches. If you don't know what that is, you probably do, but every year for a week she makes tutorials for different yarns from Premier Yarns. So this week started off Monday with this water bottle holder. I did originally say I was gonna kind of do every pattern because she showed what the week is gonna be, and I really, really like them all. But now looking back, like yesterday was a hat. It's gorgeous. I'll make it eventually. I just don't want to make it right now. And then today is a bag, which I'm working on another bag, which I'll show in a minute. If I didn't start this bag already, I probably would have chose hers instead, but I'll probably make it soon. Again, I do plan on making everything. But I made this one like with her, like right when she posted the tutorial took me a couple hours. So I did have to modify it to fit this water bottle specifically. This is my Owala bottle. I love this thing. She showed it for just a standard plastic water bottle. I always use my own water bottle. I don't think I ever really drink out of like a plastic water bottle. So I did modify it to fit my bottle. And what she does in the tutorial is all this. But she says if you need to extend it, just keep doing this until it's the length you want. But I decided to kind of repeat what's down here up here. So instead of continuing with this middle section, I made another third loop only row to kind of separate this section here. And then I did the bean stitches again up here before doing the top. And then I made my handle. So I love it. I'm going to make a bunch more of these to put in my Etsy shop, which I'll talk about in a minute. But very simple to make. I'll link the tutorial down below, but it's Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches. I'm sure everybody knows who she is, but she does a fantastic job with the tutorial for it, and I think it came out great. And this is Premier's Hipster Cotton. I actually have some Premier yarn, and I don't remember the name of the colorway, but it's my favorite one because purple and green are my favorite colors. And then another two finished projects are some Kindle sleeves. So I randomly decided the other night that I want to do, what are they called? Craft fairs. I don't know if we have many around here, and I don't really know how to find out about them before they start. So if anybody want to give me any tips there, that would be great. But like, I know there's one in my old hometown, which is just next to my town now, this weekend coming up, which if I would have known about it, I could have probably prepared and contacted someone and been a part of it. But I do know of a few that happen during the summertime that I can contact people about. I would like to find out about more, but I decided I want to do that. So I kind of put a list together of some things that I want to make that I think will sell. I don't want to make things that I know will sell that I don't want to make, because then I'm just going to be miserable. So they are things that I like. The patterns are patterns that I like. The one pattern I'm going to show in a second, I've made 3 already and I just love it. It's so mindless and it looks really awesome when you're done with it. So I kind of have been working on stuff like that for the past couple of days. And then I also kind of decided at the same time that when I have enough stock of these items, I might open my Etsy shop back up and kind of revamp it. I'm not really too sure about it yet. Maybe let me know in the comments if you'd be interested. I know the first time I did it, I didn't get any sales, but I didn't leave it open that long anyways. But I don't want to put all the time into making the projects and then not have any sales. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I probably will do it just to see. And then, you know, if I don't have any sales, just take all the stuff to a craft fair or something like that. I'm not sure. But I'm still kind of trying to figure all that out. So I did make 2 Kindle sleeves. Here is the first one. This was a paid pattern that I bought on Etsy. If I remember, again, I'll link it down below, but it is a paid for pattern. I haven't weaved in my end yet, but this one's probably my favorite one. The only thing I don't like is the way the pattern has you put the button loop on. It is so off center. So I'm actually gonna take apart the top rim, and I don't think I'm gonna add the button hole part to it, because if I were to center it, I think my dog's trying to get in. I just saw a shadow right there. But if I center it, it makes the whole like sleeve off center, where if I put the sleeve on center, the loop's way over here. So that was a little strange. I double checked the pattern. It's right. So I'm not really sure if maybe they intentionally have it off center, but it drives me nuts that it's not centered. So I think I'm just gonna take that top row apart and just get rid of the buttonhole altogether, because my Kindle, which is the standard like paperwhite Kindle, fits in here perfectly. It's fully covered. I don't really think there's a need for the button. I don't know. dog just did that, but I'm sure you guys could see the whole handle moving and everything. And then I made this one. Oh, I didn't say. This was made out of the Erin cinnamon swirl cakes. The new ones that just came out recently. I don't have it in here with me, so I don't know what the colorway of this was, but it's the one that looks like this. They are still available. I was just at Michael's the other day and my store had a bunch of them, so they are still selling these. But that's what it was. It was a Erin cinnamon swirl cake. And then this one was a Erin blossom cake. I also really like how this one turned out. It is a lot tighter than that one, so I think even though they're both 4-weight yarns, you can see like this one looks squishier than this one. So this one's really tight. Kindle still does fit in it. It's just a little bit of a tighter fit. You can see it's a little bit smaller. But those are two are finished, and then I started a third one that I've been randomly working on throughout the day with everybody's favorite yarn, Ice Yarns Picasso in the rainbow colorway. I actually was originally going to use this for a different Kindle pattern I found, but no, it was huge. Like, I kept changing hook sizes, and no matter what I did, I just didn't like the look of it. And again, it was like, the Kindle would fit in it for sure. It just would be kind of flopping around in there. So I went back to this pattern, and I think I'm going to stick to it. I think that's kind of my plan too, is to pick one specific pattern for a product and just work that pattern and not have too many different options. Maybe like 1 or 2 different Kindle sleeves, but a ton of different yarns. I don't know. That didn't make sense even in my brain when I said it out loud. I'm super tired. But there's that one. I actually just pulled out a stitch on accident. This yarn is just so pretty. I love it so much, and it's so squishy. So these take about, I don't know, 20-30 minutes to make. So once I actually sit and work on it, it will be done and added to the pile. But I have that one going. And then another item that I am going to be making for like the craft fairs or the Etsy shop, whatever I decide to do there, is like market bags. And as I said, Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches posted a tutorial for her bag today. If I would have planned ahead, I probably would have been making that one instead. But this one is just a simple granny square bag. It is a YouTube tutorial, so again, I'll link it down below. And this is what I have so far. So I'm still building up like the width of it, but probably a couple more rows I think will be good, but that's kind of how it will be put together. The straps will go in the corners up here. That's body of it. I don't know if I necessarily like how this sticks out right here, but it kind of just makes it so your bag has a boxed bottom, which is great. I think once it's bigger too, it will look a little bit better. Looking at it, kind of my mind is like, that doesn't look like a bag. Also looking at it, looks like you could almost eliminate this part and make a shirt out of it, because that would be a really cool design on like the front of a tank top, and then you could just put straps here. I might actually design something like that. But there's a bag I'm making, and this is a Erin cotton cake. Is it just, no, Erin lava, cotton lava cake, there we go. In the colorway Candied Flowers. So these cakes, all I have right now left is the pink, but they are very similar to the, I think it was a Premier yarn that came out where a good portion of the cake is one color, but then like the center was variegated yarn, and Erin lava cakes were very similar to that too. I have like 3 or 4 of these, and the center of the cakes is variegated yarn or even kind of almost speckled yarn, and then the outside of the cake was a solid color. So that's what I did with this, is I made the majority of the bag the variegated speckled yarn, and then the rest of it's going to be solid pink. So the straps and the remainder of like building up the sides is going to be the pink color. So there's that. And then I think I only have one more thing to show. Yeah. Then I also started a project for Erin from Crafting Kitties Creator Spotlight for March. The month of March is Expression Fiber Arts. Is it Fiber Arts or Fiberworks? I think it's Expression Fiber Arts. You know, you know all this stuff until you try to say it out loud, and then you're like, wait, is that the name of it? But if you're unfamiliar with what that is, definitely go over to Erin's channel and check it out. I'll link her down below. But every month she picks a different creator, whether it be, you know, a small YouTube channel who has patterns or tutorials or big things like Expression Fiber Arts. Every month she showcases somebody, and everybody can participate and make that person's patterns or follow their tutorial. And you can send a picture of your work to Erin, put it on her Facebook, I think, or you can email her. She talks about it all in her videos and what you can do. And then there's winners. Depending on how many entries she gets is how many winners there are. I don't really care about the giveaway part too much. I did win once, which was awesome. And then I made a sweater out of the yarn I won, which was really cool, because it's like my Erin sweater now. But I think it's fun to just kind of look at that person's patterns and stuff and make something out of it. You know, sometimes, what am I trying to say? I don't know. Sometimes you look at patterns, but you're like, oh yeah, that's cool, I'll make it someday. So it kind of gives me the motivation to work on it right here and right now. Like if Expression Fiber Arts wasn't March's pick, I doubt I'd be working on this. But because she was March's pick, I am working on it, and I really like it, and I actually can't wait to be finished with it because it's super cool. God, I don't remember what it's called though. Thankfully, I have my tablet right here with the pattern on it. It is called the, if I can find it, piece. I have no clue how to say it. It's M-O-U, and then the second word is L-E-I-P-E-I-S. But it looks like this. So it's kind of a poncho. You make it into rectangles, and then I would assume you would sew it together. I haven't really looked at the pattern past the part I'm working on. I think I've mentioned that before, that I don't really ever read the patterns before I start working on it. I just start working on it and go with it. But I think based on what I saw, that's what you'll do. And it does have the pattern for with the collar ribbing part and without. I'm making it without. Maybe, I don't know, at the end I'll want to add that ribbing collar. As of right now, I don't want to. I don't really like doing ribbing that much. It's too tedious for me. So I doubt I'll add the collar, but maybe. But this is what I've got of it so far. And it is a 4-row repeat. Once you get past the initial part of the poncho rectangle shawl thing, it is just a 4-row repeat. And actually, even though it's technically a 4-row, it's only 3 different rows, because row 3 and row 5 are exactly the same. So technically, even though it's a 4-row repeat, you're only doing 3 different rows. And really the only difference with rows 4 and 6 is how you do the cable part. This part of it is all the same. So very simple pattern. And what I really like about this is it looks really intricate, at least the ribbing, or not the ribbing, the cabling part right here. But it's really not. It's super easy to make. So I would say I'm probably about halfway done with this part. I haven't counted to see how many rows I've done, but I know you have to make like 64 and then you make the second panel. So I would say probably about halfway done there. And I am using Stylecraft Special DK in the colorway Pomegranate. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Of course, hold it all awkwardly and misshapen, but it's a 100% premium acrylic DK weight yarn. And I bought this originally for, I think I was going to make a mosaic blanket out of it. I have this in a brown color, and I just realized after making my husband's mosaic, I never want to make one out of DK weight yarn again. I don't know why. I just had no fun making that blanket. At first it was, but the like constant repeating and how I guess thin the yarn is, I never wanted to work on it. So I don't think I'll ever do a mosaic with DK weight again or anytime soon at least. So I figured I would use the yarn for something else, which I thought this was perfect for it. It's definitely not a color I would generally use. So I like that, again, this pattern came up and I was like, you know, that might be the perfect yarn to do it with, because most of my yarn in general is variegated or striped or whatever you want to call it. You know, as you could see with most of these, they are all different colors. I barely work with solid yarn. And especially my DK weight section. I actually, no, I lie. There's quite a bit that's solid colors. I have quite a few of the special DKs. I have some Premier Basic DK. So I guess there is some solid color in there, but most of my stash in general is cakes, and they're all variegated. So it's kind of hard to find a solid color. And I think with this pattern, it kind of almost has to be solid. I originally had pulled out the Lion Brand Mandala, I think this is Pixie. Yep, the Pixie colorway to make it, because I have tons of the mandalas in different colorways. This one I'm not too fond of. Honestly, I don't remember why I bought so much of it, because I don't really care for this colorway as much as the other ones. So most of them I do want to make like blankets out of and stuff. So this one I was like, you know what? I don't think I'll ever make a blanket out of it, so why don't we use that? But then I kept looking at the pattern and I was like, it really, I think, just needs to be a solid yarn. Or I would really need to color control it, and I just don't feel like it. So I think I might, depending on how it looks when I'm done with it and everything, make another one out of this, because that was my original intention. But as of right now, I think the pomegranate colorway was much better choice. So I think that's everything I have, as far as I can see. Oh, no, the Bills blanket. So I think I've said before, maybe in the last video that I showed this blanket on, that when I'm done with it, I'm not making it anymore for a while, at least Bills. I am making 2 other football teams in the same style right now. Not really working on those too much until I'm done with this one, but I have them started. But I was showing this at work today, and somebody asked if they could purchase one. And I, of course, told her yes. So as soon as I'm done with this one, I'm gonna start that one. She said she doesn't need it till like a few weeks before Christmas. So I got plenty of time to work on it, and still get the other 2 that I'm gonna be working on too. But I'm glad, you know, I'm really glad that people appreciate the work and want to purchase it. So I'm all happy to make it for her. But I feel like this is the only project I've been working on for well over a year, I think, at this point, because every time I finish one, I have to make another one for somebody else. But if you haven't seen them before, I have been making corner to corner Grafgans of Buffalo Bills. I am from close to Buffalo, New York. So most of the people I know are Bills fans. And I made my mom one for her birthday. I made my friend's husband one for his birthday. This one is for my cousin. And then I'm going to, as soon as I finish this one, start the one for my coworker, which I believe she said it was for her daughter. Yeah. So I think the last time I showed it, I wasn't even started with the top part of the blanket yet. I really honestly can't remember, but I know I've gotten quite a bit of it done since my last time showing it, and I am determined to get it done this weekend. And I really think I can. I really don't have much left, and if I focus on it Saturday and Sunday, I will probably have no problem getting it done. But let me back up so you can see it all. So there is the top. Yeah, I don't even think I had the B even started the last time I showed it. I might have, but I am to the point where I'm just decreasing on both sides now, which is fantastic. It usually goes pretty fast when I get to that point. And then there is the buffalo. So he is almost done. And then the bottom part is done. I can't get it all in frame, but I am pretty far up this side. So we just got, I mean, it looks like quite a bit, but I know I can probably, again, if I put my mind to it and work on it all weekend, get it done this weekend. So there is that. Got yarn all over the floor now. There we go. So it is pretty big, but it is the smallest of the 3 that I've made so far. And I think I now have the hook size, the tension, perfect to the size that I want it at. Yeah, I don't know what I was going to say. I never do. But I think that's everything I have. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I really appreciate everybody, you know, kind of giving me the words of wisdom that it's okay that I'm here and there and popping in when I can. And I will continue to do so. Hopefully, though, soon I will be able to get, you know, some kind of schedule going. My cat is hitting me with his paws for some reason. But yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed seeing everything. If you can kind of just give me some insight on what I should do down in the comments, I would appreciate that. Like I said, I think I want to just kind of go for it and see how it goes. And actually put more effort into it this time than I did last time. I think that's kind of part of the problem too, is I didn't really have much in my shop. I think, again, I sold like 1 item and it was to a family member, but I didn't really have much in there to begin with. And then I kind of didn't want to work on anything to put in there. So now that I kind of have a general idea of what I want to make to sell, I think I will. But let me know down below what you think, and I hope everybody's having a great day, a great week, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.